For those of y'all that's here, I never forget Pastor Reed from Stonewall came and I had him preach. And when he came, he said, "Look, I pass this church all the time." He said, "Y'all don't have nothing on that sign. What kind of church is this? Is y'all be Baptist? Is y'all, what is y'all?" And so, if our Baptist, you'll be in church 3 hours. If our Church of God in Christ, you'll be here 5, 6 hours. If our spiritual, y'all come back tomorrow, we'll still be here. Anybody ever been to spiritual church? Woo! So, we Christians, it's all good. It's all good. God is good. I won't be here long. I promise you. Give me about 20, 30 minutes. I'll be out you some kids to have fun with their Christmas play. 2 Corinthians chapter 9. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 15. Put that on the board. Once he gets up, stand up. We're going to read that one scripture. We're going to pray. And I'm going to get out you. Everybody that can stand on your feet. If you can't stand, that's fine. If you can, please stand on your feet. Thank you so much for your obedience. This is one of my favorite scriptures to preach for Christmas. I want to look at it a different way today that has been looked at before. This is Paul's second letter to the church at Corinth, and he says these words: "Thanks be unto God for his unspeakable gift." And the word of the Lord is already. When you stand and touch the person next to you. Let's pray. Father, we thank you now for the opportunity to stand before your people and preach your word. Father, I submit to your authority now. I pray that you'll meet the needs of the people of God. Whoever's here, oh God, speak to them. Speak to them about their situation. Minister now. Not my will, but now, Lord, let thy will be done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Sit down now in the presence of the Lord. Find a neighbor, find somebody next to you feel comfortable with, and tell that person, neighbor, thank God for the tip. It's up there on the board. Thank God for the tip. All right. You feel it today. Stop touching it. All right. I need to say some stuff to get y'all out of here. Yeah, well, I have to be home to 3. Saints, I played at 3. So I'm good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I love it. Don't stop. I might second line. After service, we'll second line. It's going to be all right. Here we go. As a child, my favorite part of Christmas is the gifts. As an adult, my favorite part of Christmas is all about the gift. I remember not being able to sleep. December 25th, I could not sleep. I would literally go to bed while the sun was shining and couldn't sleep because I was so excited. We had the Christmas play at church. Everybody had their Sunday school Christmas play. We did the Christmas play and all that other good stuff. And, went to church. And what's up? You back from school. I'm sorry for stop preaching. We're good to see you back. We would do all that stuff, but all I was excited about was the gifts. And I often wondered where the gift giving came from. And for those of you that have been here for a couple of weeks, we've already preached on the winter solstice. That time, that pagan holiday of Saturnalia, how Constantine for Christmas simultaneously with that pagan holiday. But actually, gift giving doesn't come from that. Actually, gift giving comes from Matthew chapter 2, where the wise men came in, verse 11, and the wise men gave gifts unto Jesus. They gave him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold because he was a king. Frankincense to show his deity, he was God and man, and then myrrh, they were anointing him for his death because him being born was about him dying for the sins of mankind. And so that's where gift giving came from, but I never found out where the exchange came from. Because most folk, it ain't about the gift, it's about what you're going to get. And so most of us, we ain't going to give you nothing, then we ain't going to get nothing. In the streets of New Orleans, we used to use the term, and I used it before, for those of y'all that's, PG, it's about PG-13. We used to tell the girls, you got to give a little to get a little. Because it wasn't for us. I'm sorry, it's okay. Visitors, y'all ain't got to come here. We're all right. We're going to come sit there. I'm going to be myself. My mom said, why do you sadly say such things? I am who I am. Y'all, you should have grew me up. I should have grew up in a nice part of town. I did. It is what it is. Anyway, so they gave the gifts based on Matthew chapter 2. And so I looked up the word gift. And the word gift means to voluntarily give something to somebody without expectation of something in return. So a true gift is if you give it and you don't expect nothing, or the word that the Webster uses is to give without expectation of compensation. So it ain't a gift unless you give it without expectation of compensation. So the term, you gotta give a little, that don't really work because it ain't really a gift if you're expecting it's not a gift if you expect, you don't have the baby, now come to church, you just had the baby. What? Girl, okay. You know I'm old. You stay inside, you keep the balls closed for a year. Oh, Jesus. Oh, pray for me. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. You youngsters. A gift is to give something without expectation of receiving something back. And so I started working this thing, and so then I looked at Paul's scripture where he says, thanks be to God for his unspeakable gift. And when I looked it up in the Greek, that word gift is not the same word as gift in Matthew chapter 2. Matthew chapter 2 is a present. It's something you give without expectation of compensation. But when you look at 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 15, and he says, thanks be to God for his unspeakable gift, that word gift is doria in the Greek. It literally means thank God for the gratuity. Not the present, but the gratuity. And those of you that know what a gratuity is a tip. When you go to a restaurant, you pay compensation for the food. But the gratuity is an add-on after you've already paid for what you want. So in other words, watch this. You actually can leave a restaurant without paying a gratuity. Because a gratuity is an add-on. But what the people do is they say they keep your food prices down based on the gratuity. And so now gratuity is going up to 18%, sometimes 20%, sometimes 25%. But long story short, I'm like, well, what does Paul mean by thank God for the gratuity? Thank God for the tip. And then you know, my mind is kind of crazy. I start thinking about tips, and I start thinking about, tipping folk. And so I started looking up the biggest tips ever given. And so I looked up and I found Mark Wahlberg. Y'all know, well, he come on Friday night, I watched that show on Friday. But y'all don't know, New Kids on the Block. Mark Wahlberg went to Waffle House and he tipped the lady $500 for a waffle. That's a good tip. Very good time. Then John Legend and his wife Christy Teigen, he went home for a football game, and after the football game, Christy, she wanted to go to Outback. So they went to Outback, and she ordered one thing, a blooming muffin, a blooming mushroom.
Onion.
You know what I'm talking about, that thing. I don't eat it, I don't like it, but go for everything. Anyway, I like the coconut shrimp. Anyway, I'm just trying to tell you. Anyway, so she went there, and she ordered that one item, and John Legend tipped the waiter $1,000. But that ain't the biggest tip. 11. Young boy Jay-Z. He ordered $250,000 of champagne in Miami. He tipped the waiter staff $50,000.
Ooh, Jesus.
The gratuity was. How many people made $50,000 this year? Don't raise your hand. He said champagne, Cristal for everybody, and then the tip. He said, here, y'all waiters, since y'all bought this Cristal, $50,000. Now, let's come to my text. Let me just 10 minutes of preaching. Paul says, thank God for his unspeakable. That word unspeakable in Greek, it means indescribable. It's about 20 letters. I can't pronounce it, but it means his indescribable tip. In other words, God gives us a tip that you cannot describe. Watch this, it's better than Jay-Z's $50,000. Woo! Lord have mercy. That's kind of hard to think about. $50,000. The things people will do for a month, $50,000. Think about that now. I want y'all to think. Because Paul says that the gift that God gave us is indescribable. Stay with me. I'll be finished with you in 10 seconds. Thank God for this indescribable gift. So I started thinking about this thing. Oh, this all good. Let her walk. She good. We let all babies walk. Yes. Yes. She might disturb y'all, but I'm good. Paul says, I'm so grateful because God has given us a gift that's unlike any gift the world has ever seen. Now, the question is this. Why is God's gift better than Jay-Z's $50,000? Why? All right, Sharon, throw them up on the screen. Y'all liked it last week. I started doing it this week. Number one, God's tip is Jesus. Stay with me. Stay with me. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave. Now let me explain. Can I have 5 minutes of background to explain what I'm on? All right. So how is Jesus the tip and not the payment? Because everybody said Jesus paid it all to him I owe. God, yes. Yeah. Well, in Genesis chapter, just stay with me. In Genesis chapter 1, chapter 2, God creates man in his own image. In his image he creates him, male and female. He puts man in the garden. He says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. And then he tells Adam, of every tree of in the garden you can eat, but of the tree of knowledge good and evil. For the day that thou eatest of it, thou shalt surely die. Adam, watch this now. Adam, under the enticement of the devil, under the bewilderment, I won't use that word, of Eve, he eats off the tree, and Adam now pays the consequence. Watch this. He pays the price for his action. He dies. Don't miss it. Adam, watch this, paid the price. Jesus paid the tip. The price was death. The day that thou sinnest, thou shalt surely die. Without spending a lot of time, Hebrew word, muth, Greek word, apotanesco, separated from God. He died physically. Genesis 5:5, when he was 939 years, Adam died physically. Not only did he die physically, he died spiritually. Genesis chapter 3, God kicks him out of the garden. He separates himself from him. Watch this, Adam paid the price. He died. Romans 6:23, for the wages of sin, the payment of sin is death. Adam paid for the check. And the check he paid was death for his actions. Without spending a lot of time, because I'm going to get to the end of this, let's go to Romans chapter 5 right quick. Sharon, please move quickly. Romans chapter 5, verse 12. I'm going to show you 5 and 12, 5 and 17, and then I'm going to go to the end and we're going home. God's tip is Jesus. Romans 5:12. Wherefore, as by one man sin into the world, that's Adam, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all mankind, for that all have sinned. In other words, everybody look at here. You don't have to try to sin. Our poor baby right there, our 2-week-old baby, that baby, watch this. There's such a, please let me hold it before I go. But that baby was born a sinner. That baby didn't try to sin. That baby just sinned. The Catholic Church calls it original sin. The Bible says like this. Job said like this. David said, born in sin, shapen in iniquity, in sin did my mother conceive me. When my daddy's sperm hit my mama's egg, bam, I immediately became a sinner because the price I had to pay to be born was, the price I paid is I'm a sinner. Not because I've sinned, but because Adam messed up. That's why when you have to teach a baby to lie. All these babies in here, all these children in here, they can lie without you trying to tell them. It's just innate within them. It's innate within you. It's innate within me. Paul says every time I would do right, he would trust. A lot of y'all said you wasn't going to do it last night. You did it and you still came to church. You can't help yourself. We are sinners. That's the price. And because of that, we're all going to die. You know, that funeral messed me up. It's been a while since I've done 18-year-old funerals. In New Orleans, it was a normal thing. I did funerals on a weekly basis. It was young men getting shot down in the street. It was back then, it was crack. Young guys, a lot of crack now. It was a lot of crack people and all that other kind of stuff. And it just messed me up. The reality is, whether you're on crack or not, you're still going to die. Whether you're on opioids or not, you're going to die. That's the penalty. We got, and death, the contagiousness of death, it has hit all of us. We all dying. I tell people all the time, you don't think you're dying, take a bad look around the tub. That ring around the tub is death. You don't think you're dying, buy a white shirt, put it on. I don't care if you're white, yellow, or black. Put that white shirt on. When you take it off, it's going to be black around the collar. That means you're dying. That's decay. When my daddy died, Colleen had a fit. She said she did, but when we went to
That was not me.
That
was not me.
Colleen had a fit because my daddy started to decay. His lips started to decay before the funeral. You're going to die. It's the penalty. It's the price. Everybody in here going to have to pay it. For by one man sin into the world. But thanks be to God for his unspeakable gift. Go to verse 17 right quick. But I'll spend a lot of time and then I can close this sermon. Look what it says. For if by one man's offense death reigned by one, much more they which, watch this, don't miss this word, they which receive abundance of grace and of that word gift is the same word doria that we find in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. The gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one Christ Jesus. So this is my point. The gift is the tip. The tip is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, watch this. We messed it up and then Jesus paid the tip to redeem us out of all that mess. Lord have mercy. So watch this. We deserve to die. We deserve to spend eternity in hell. All y'all in here that think y'all good, you thinking it, but it ain't true. Most of us won't qualify ourselves, make ourselves better than other folks. You ain't better than nobody. All of us in here a mess. That's a reality of Scripture. In sin did my mother conceive me. Every time I wish I had time to work home, but it's Christmas. I wish I had time. Every time I would do right, even when it's present. One of my favorite songs is your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Because a lot of y'all in church, but your mind is somewhere else. Y'all might be at the party, you know. Y'all might be there. Some of y'all still in the wrong bed right now because you cannot help it. But thank God for the tip. Now, the tip is point one. Let me get out of here quickly. Point one. Go back to point one. Point one. The tip is Jesus. Quickly, Jesus. For thou shalt call his name Jesus. Matthew 1:23. Thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sin. This is why Jesus is a great tip. He saves us. He delivers us. That word save is sozo, to deliver us from the penalty and the power of sin. The penalty of sin is death. The power of sin is the devil. That means the devil no longer controls us. He messes with us, but he does not control us. Thank God for Jesus. Not only does he save us, he's Emmanuel. Lord have mercy. That's once again in Matthew 1:23. That's God with us. We thank God for Jesus because he's with us. Watch this. No matter what you go through, he be with you. I know you ain't this teacher, but it's going to be all right. He be with you. He's with you wherever you go. If I ascend to the highest mountain, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, thou art there. Lord, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the day. That's why he had a great gift, because he's with you. You remember that people used to have them pet rocks? I'm aging myself. Because they wanted a friend, a pet rock. And people was paying for a rock. Y'all, I got some rocks in the But the point is this. He's with us. You ain't got to pay for no rock. You don't have to pay for a friend. He's a friend that can stick it closer than a brother. Isaiah 9:6, he is the Prince of Peace. So when you get Jesus, you got peace. All right, go to point 2. Come on, I'm moving quickly. Y'all get the sermon on another time. Number 2, our tip is unconditional. For God so loved the world. Watch this. I hate gifts with conditions. Folk won't give you stuff and expect stuff. Some of y'all women, y'all better not take some gifts this Christmas. Be careful what you take. Because sometimes they got some conditions with that stuff. He ain't giving you stuff just because he like you.
Free is not free.
I'll preach to the chair. What I like about Jesus is for God so loved them. There's nothing, and that's one of the blessings about mamas and daddies. Because so often mama is sometimes the only place you can get unconditional. It's a trip. Like I said, I don't do it like I did in New Orleans. It's not so bad. I don't do it. What is that? Shreveport Correctional Center a couple of times. Saw some fellas back there doing jumping jacks and stuff. I had to go to prison to visit some folks. You have to go up the steps, then down the steps, and get on the telephone. But in New Orleans, watch this. Oh, no. Oh, no, I ain't been to Angola, but I had members that would have to leave church on Sunday to ride the bus. They had a bus ride to Angola. And then what's this? Certain mamas, that was their trip. They went to Angola. Just love of unconditional. They're serving 3 consecutive life sentences back to back. And mama's still on the bus, going to see it. Still, put something on my commissary. See, y'all don't know nothing about that. See, that's unconditional love. See, and that's what's a blessing about God. His tip, he gives it to us with no strings attached. Tell your neighbor, no strings attached.
No strings attached.
Oh, okay, let's go to verse 3. Point 3. I'm moving quickly because we got to do all this stuff. Point 3. God's tip is unique. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten. His son is only begotten. Only begotten is translated in Greek, one of a kind. I was in the store yesterday. I was in one store. This is not a lie. Celeste and I was in the store. And literally, they had 4 cash registers. And they literally had 30 people in line at each cash register. Literally. Literally. And all of us was running around the store. But this is the thing. Every one of them, they made another. And I was in one store. I was in a purse store. I ain't gonna get no names. I was in a purse store. And they had a young couple behind me. This talk about one of a kind. I start ear hustling. I'm gonna get in on this now. And so price range is $19.99. Well, I got on my feet now. Somebody gave them to me. They didn't give them to me. You know, 200. Now watch this. Everybody in here, whatever you got on, whatever you got on your feet, whatever you got on your shoulder, they made another. Whatever you drive, they got another one. Yes, they do. That's why, watch this. I tore my bumper up on my car. And when I tore my bumper up on my car, I got a pretty nice car, my little car. And I bought it to the place, my bumper. To replace a bumper and the sensors was $5,000. Oh. That's the bumper. That ain't the car, that's the bumper. But guess what? They said we got some bumpers in stock.
Another one.
Y'all missed it. They had some more. See, with Jesus, there's only one. There's only one Redeemer.
Yes, Lord.
See, watch it. Let me mess with it. Sister, they have another brother. See, I have him in my office, and oh, Pastor, I don't know how I'm going to do without him. You going to do all right there. Then they got another one, Miss Bob. Really, you know they got, oh, come on now, don't play with me, you know. They know they got another one. You all that crying in it. That's my New Orleans word. We don't say crying, we say crying with me. But Jesus, what makes him so unique, he's one, the only one. Can't get another one.
You're right.
Okay, move on. 2 more and I'm going to be quick. Number 4, why is he a good tip? Number 4. Come on. Oh, you wait, the machine and janitor? I pulled my notes if you want me to pull them. Okay. God's tip is the best tip. Well, what I really want to say is, I wanted to use the word unique. I got best. Let's talk about quality. How many of y'all ever got one of those gifts that when you buy it, by the time you get home, it don't work no more? If I had one of those. Like, okay. Most of us, like, you know, I go to the gym, so I like my earphones at the gym. And so, I want, you know, I know Dr. Dre got some nice ones, but I ain't paying for Dre earphones. So I go over to Best Buy, right? I'm talking good to you. And when I go to Best Buy, I get my $10 wireless headphones. Only problem is, them $10 wireless headphones, if I drop them, they're gone. If I don't treat them right, so this year, just this year, I purchased 3 pair at $10. So I don't spend $30. Now if I'd have just invested, see what I'm saying? And so when you get Jesus, Jesus is the best. See when you get, watch this. I done had cars. My mama gave me a 1971 Cougar in 1984. That 71 Cougar was what? 13 years old. It had been stolen, refurbished, found it in Mississippi in a ditch. The windows broke. Well, the window ain't broke. You know, the hinge on the door, it broke. And so I started jumping in the car like Dukes of Hazzard through the window. So I said, Mom, I would let her in the car and then I jumped through the window. The floor, it rained because the window didn't work. Sometimes I left the window up, so the rain came. And what had happened is that the rain, it rotted the floor. And so a lot of times when I would drive, I could see the street. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's why I'm a trip when y'all be talking about what I drive. I don't care. I done drove my hoop in. And I ain't had one of them. I had about 3 of them bad boys. Oh, but when you get something good, See, this car, I don't just change it. I bring it to the place and they give me a courtesy car to drive while they fix it. Then they give me a courtesy cup of coffee. That's the keys. What would you like? See, when you get something quality, it's totally. Oh, okay, let me mess with y'all ladies. I don't know if I better do this, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I buy clothes for my wife from everywhere. But y'all do know there's difference in quality.
Yes, indeed.
They all look the same. But when you put them in the washer, I'm good. And see what I'm saying with Jesus is, he's the best quality. If you get Jesus, okay, last point, I'm going home. Let's go. Last thing I want to say about this tip. Last thing, I'm good. We're commanded to give this tip to the world. Matthew 28:20, where Eric at, tell him, come on, play. Jesus said, go ye therefore into all the world, preach the gospel to all nations. This is my point. The tip that we have is Jesus. It's on us to give it to everybody else. This is my question I asked y'all last week. Are you giving Jesus to other people? Please make sure you share Jesus. He's the best tip. My life is totally different. I'm still a nut from the hood. But my life is totally, I was talking to Celeste yesterday, and my life is so turned upside down different because I've accepted Christ in my life. And let me tell you something. If you accept Christ and you give this gift to somebody, it'll turn their life around. Touch somebody, let's pray. Father, we thank you for the word. Thank you for the opportunity to minister your word. And God, if there's somebody that doesn't know you today, I pray that you draw them and save them. God, you're able to save anybody. If you save me, you can save anybody. I pray now that you draw them to you, that you'll save them, that you'll deliver them. Father, now, if there's somebody that's looking for a church home, God, I pray that you give them the courage, the conviction to become a part of this family where we can give them leadership. In Jesus' name we pray that everybody can say amen. This we're going to do quickly. If there's somebody that doesn't know Jesus, we want you to come and give your life to Jesus. Secondly, if you're looking for a church home, I'm so unconventional. I try to be conventional. I can do the old school stuff. I really can. But I'm so worried about people going to hell now. I don't try to do old school conventional stuff. If you want to be a part of our church, this is my promise that we're going to love you. That's it. We ain't perfect. Gonna make a lot of mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I forget stuff. I forget names. But this is my promise. We will love you. If you're looking for a church, well, we're gonna love you. Don't make no difference what you've done, because all of us in here is God's promise.
Amen.
Now is your time to come. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amen. Lorenzo, you got that for me? Was the word all right this morning? Raven, where you at? I know Raven, Cynthia,